Pulled pork, of course.
Yes.
We're talking about, right? Well, we've got the pork here. We're with Josh at home from the Grill at the Dome. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being on Winging It.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so we're making pulled pork. You're going to pretty much give us an idea how to make it from scratch.
Correct.
We've got our pork shoulder. Is that what this is?
That's what that is, a bone-in pork shoulder.
Bone-in pork shoulder. And well, how many pounds is this piece of meat right here?
That one's probably about 8 pounds.
8 pounds. Now,
9 pounds.
we were just talking about cooking it.
Yes.
We're talking 12 hours.
12 hours, 225 degrees right now. That's it there.
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty. That's a while. But
Yes.
that's the point, right? Because you were saying that there is a bone. We'll show it to them later, but
Right.
there is a bone in there that if you cook it right, you can just
You can
pull
just
the
pull
bone
it out and it's clean as can be.
Yeah, and that's what you want.
Exactly.
All right, now, but way before we do that, we've got some ingredients we're cooking with. We're going to rub this piece of meat down with your homemade
dry
rub.
rub,
So what do we got here? What are we using?
We've got a brown sugar, kosher salt, and smoked paprika. And then we have a mixture of black pepper, garlic powder, onion, and cayenne pepper.
And that's all in that little mix
That's all
there.
in the little mix
And
there.
we'll just rub that down. Now, we're also going to be making your barbecue sauce, obviously,
We're
right?
going to make a different sauce, not our regular sauce. We're actually going to make a honey Dijon balsamic sauce.
Now, there's lots of different ways to...
Yes, there's millions of ways to do
now,
sauces.
what do we have in that honey Dijon? What do people need to know?
There's cider vinegar, balsamic vinegar, honey, Dijon mustard, and then garlic powder, lemon juice, and corn syrup.
All right, and obviously, if you don't have certain ingredients, you can mix and match.
You can fudge it. Yep.
Okay, now at the grill, do you guys serve pulled pork?
Absolutely.
And is that one of your big hot items?
One of our big hot items. We do it on a big trailer rig, like
wow.
you see on the Food Network.
Like the real deal, yeah.
The real deal.
Now,
Absolutely.
you guys are going to be at the Taste of Buffalo this weekend.
Absolutely.
You've been there a lot.
Yep.
So.
Yep. 4 years now.
Okay, and you know, Josh was just telling me that normally they would use their hands to pull the pork apart, but they have a contraption that can just automatically do
Connects
it.
right to a power drill.
You were getting the carpal tunnel doing that before.
Exactly.
All right. We're gonna rub the meat down in the next segment, right?
Right.
All right, that's coming up, guys. Back to you. A big piece of meat right here. This is a pork shoulder, right? And we're with Josh at home from the Grill at the Dome. Thanks for joining us again. So now we're creating a rub we're going to put on the pork.
That's a dry rub.
Okay, what do we got here? We got some brown sugar. Putting it all in the bowl?
Put it all in the bowl.
Okay. So you don't want to use a bowl this size if you're cooking a piece of meat this big.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt, all of it?
All of it.
Wow, that's a lot of salt. My blood pressure just went up by just pouring that in there. All right, and what we got here?
Paprika.
Paprika. Beautiful. And this is that mixture,
That's
right?
a mixture, yep. Of onion powder, granulated onion, black pepper, cayenne pepper.
Beautiful. Put it all in there.
Put it all in there.
And now
then you just kind of get your hands in there.
Not a problem.
Dig it up, mix it up good.
It smells great.
Yeah, you actually get the smell almost like a barbecue potato chip.
So what is this going to taste like? Is this going to be a little sweet and a little hot?
Exactly. The key to a good rub is equal parts salt, equal parts sugar.
Okay.
After that, you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And you want to use brown sugar, obviously.
I prefer brown sugar.
Okay.
It's more of a earthy taste. That's the way with the paprika also.
Yep. And is that basically what it should look like?
It's going to look like. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Now, coming up, we're gonna rub the piece of meat down. I guess just handfuls of it and pack it in.
Just pack it in. Generally, we let it sit overnight before we smoke it. Just to absorb some of the spices.
Right. So actually, pulled pork is kind of a process.
Oh, yeah.
It's 12 hours once the meat's ready. But the night before, there's some stuff you got to do as well, right?
Yep. And we do, getting ready for the Taste of Buffalo, we do it pretty much every day for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, you're already getting a little anxious about that because that's a busy day for you guys.
That's a huge weekend for us.
And
you have
a lot of extra people coming in to help out.
Yep.
And
staffed by customers, friends, family. We have a lot of fun.
Good stuff. Now, how much pulled pork did you guys, dish out at the?
We bring with us about 800 to 900 pounds when it's all done.
Wow.
So it's probably a good 1,200 to 1,300 pounds of pork that we actually.
And this is how many pounds, real quick?
That's about 8.
That's about 8 pounds, and you bring almost 1,000 to the Taste of Buffalo. All right. Well, they're obviously doing something right over there at the Dome. Coming up, we're going to rub this piece of meat down, start making some sauce, and then finally eating, which is my favorite part of this whole segment. We're going to send it back to you guys right now. We're with Josh from the Grill at the Dome. We're making pulled pork, one of their specialties. We've got a pork shoulder here. We created a little bit of a rub for the last segment. Now we're going to actually apply it to the pork, right? Yep. So I'm just going to take, a little handful of it?
A handful at a time, kind of just rub it right in there.
Right in there.
Lift it up, get it in underneath it.
Underneath, yeah. Now this is, how many pounds of meat we're talking
That's
here?
about 8 pounds right there.
8 pounds of pork there?
8 to 9, yeah.
You just want to, it's good to rub it in a tin like this. You were saying that way.
Right.
Everything catches, right?
We'll actually roast it in that tin also, because as it cooks, the fat will break down.
Oh, okay.
And it'll actually, as it smokes, it'll also steam itself with the moisture from the...
Even better. Now, there's a little bone right here, if you can see, right?
Yep, right in here.
Now,
Yep.
you were saying when you cook this meat properly for 10 to 12 hours,
Right, you'll grab it like this and it'll pull right out.
it'll just pull right out. That easy.
And it'll be clean as can be.
Wow. Now, this is a time-consuming recipe, but, you know,
Absolutely.
It's well worth it, obviously, because I can just see the ingredients now. Now, we're going to... I'll rub this down a little bit. Give the folks at home what we got here. We're going to make a barbecue sauce, right?
Honey balsamic Dijon barbecue sauce.
Now, what do we have there?
Basically, what we're going to do is we'll start with some corn syrup. Put it in here.
Well, corn. Now, you're just using a little saucepan there to mix it all in. Good stuff.
Basically going to combine everything in here. We're going to bring it to a boil. Cider vinegar.
All right. Good stuff.
Dijon mustard.
And most of this stuff, as you're saying, you can get at a supermarket.
Yeah,
no problem there.
Yep, pick up everything. There's nothing overly special.
Now, this next one down here is interesting. I didn't know you used this at all in a
This is a balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic vinegar. Never thought of that.
So it gives a little bit of a tang, kind of counteracts the smoke nicely.
Okay.
And then this is just a mix of spices with tomato paste.
Okay. Spices like salt, pepper, garlic,
Exactly,
or whatever.
garlic powder.
And then some tomato paste.
And tomato
Simple
paste.
enough. Now, you want to get this on a flame and
High flame.
How long
We're going to bring it to a boil.
Okay.
And after it comes to a boil, we'll simmer it for roughly about 30 minutes uncovered. And then the finished product for this particular one
should look something like this.
Should look something like this. It's kind of a thick, heavy sauce. So it's got a little different than your normal barbecue sauce.
A little different than barbecue. Okay, so now once we have this rubbed down, which is probably not as...
No, actually, that's pretty good.
Down,
that's pretty good.
You want to keep that in mind.
As long as you cover it.
Right, I covered it, I think. Now, what's next once you get this rub all?
We'll throw it in the smoker.
Okay.
We run it. We try to keep it around 225 degrees. We try to use hickory as much as possible, but any real hardwood makes a good smoke.
Do you need a smoker in order to do this?
You don't necessarily. You could do it at home. A lot of grills now have the little fire chip box. You can throw your flavoring in the box and keep the meat off to the side. And you just, the temp, low and slow is the thing. You go 10, 12 hours, 200, 225 degrees.
That's all you want.
So that's the big thing.
Okay.
You can mix the smoke with that liquid smoke. We don't like to talk about
liquid smoke.
Yeah, there's a liquid smoke out there. But, you know, if you don't have a smoker, I've seen people even put wood chips in water in their oven.
All right, so there's lots of different ways.
There's a lot of different ways to do it.
Okay, so this is bubbling up here. We've got about a minute left. We're going to fast forward 12 hours from now.
Exactly.
All right, let's.
We're going to grab a finished pulled pork that's
show everybody what it looks like.
That's already been roasted and shredded.
Amazing.
Basically, at the restaurant we serve. Sorry, we serve on a ciabatta roll. So you got a little bit of a crust on the outside.
Look at that. Yeah, you got gloves on, so wow, that's great. Now, like we were saying before, when you guys make it, you just barely touch it and it just falls right off.
Yeah, you actually...
That's the idea.
When you pull the bone out, it kind of crumbles on its own.
And that's a good sign.
And that's a good sign.
Okay, then you add the sauce. So the sauce goes in last.
So just and all reality, you could eat it without the sauce, especially when you're eating it right off the roaster.
Sure, I mean, it already has a lot of flavor to begin with, but...
So you put a little sauce over the top.
Beautiful. Is this what you guys are going to be serving this weekend at the Taste of Buffalo? We actually,
at the Taste of Buffalo, we make a pulled pork wrap.
Okay.
We actually wrap it with coleslaw, kind of like a Carolina-style barbecue.
Sounds good.
In a jalapeno cheddar wrap. So we'll have that. And we're actually also making a pasta, sweet and spicy pasta, which is a sun-dried tomato, crushed red pepper, cream sauce. And then also a bourbon glazed shrimp skewer.
All right, well, you can catch them down at the Taste of Buffalo. From what I'm told, about 1,000 pounds of pork, probably roughly, will be cooked this weekend. That's a lot of work for this guy. So when we come back, we're going to take our leftovers and make a really interesting, very interesting second helping. Can't wait for that. Back to you guys. All right, welcome back. We've made some great pulled pork with Josh from the Grill at the Dome. Now we're taking our leftover meat and putting a little Mexican twist on it.
Exactly. Basically, we're going to take some more of that pork.
All right.
We're going to put it right over the top of these nacho chips.
And, you know, it tastes great by itself. We all agreed on that. But, of course, the sauce you created is even better.
Excellent. Excellent. So then we're going to take that. We're going to top it with some Monterey Jack and cheddar cheeses.
Oh, beautiful.
Some diced red onion. Some chopped tomatoes. And then we'd throw that in the broiler for 2 minutes.
Not even,
Just
right?
melt
Yeah,
the
a couple
cheese,
minutes.
basically.
That's ready
And then
to
as
go.
it comes out, we'll top it with a little shredded lettuce.
Now, is this one of your creations, or
goes.
can you actually get this at the restaurant?
We run it on special here and there, depending on, you know, what we got going. But you can get, yeah, we do just about anything over there.
All right, you got any events coming up at the restaurant you want folks to know about? I mean, you guys are on
We're
Facebook,
doing Taste
right?
of Buffalo. We're on Facebook. A lot of our events, we do, one of our big events coming up, we do a glow-in-the-dark golf tournament, which is a lot of fun. We raise money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and it's a lot of fun.
And
so
for a good cause.
we do a barbecue along with it. So.
All right. Now, I know you're a little anxious about this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
we're
always a
getting there.
nerve-wracking thing for you guys, right?
Absolutely.
You're competing, obviously, too, as well, right?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
You know, we have a great time. It looks like we're going to have nice weather, so
Right.
I'm happy with that. And we'll get ready to sling a lot of pork and go from there.
Yeah, you were saying close to 1,000 pounds last year?
That's basically what we run in there somewhere. You know, it's weather dependent, but
Right, of course.
that's what we prepare for.
Yeah, so you're ready for that. And you're also serving another dish this year. Real quick, what is that? A
Our
pasta
sweet and
dish?
spicy pasta. It's a sun-dried tomato cream sauce with crushed red pepper. Sweet and spicy at the same time. And then we do a bourbon glazed shrimp skewer. So you get a skewer of shrimp and just char it on the grill.
All right, sounds good. Josh Edholm from the Grill at the Dome. Thanks so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
Appreciate it. Got a lot of food here. If you